You are watching TitoFit. In this channel, we talk about health, fitness, wellness, and occasionally I react to some videos that I find interesting. And in today's video, I am going to react to Daniel Craig training. So the title is Daniel Craig's No Time to Die Workout. Train like men's health. So if you're into that, make sure to watch throughout the entire video all the way up to the end, and then make sure to give this video a like and consider subscribing as well. Alright, so I'm a big James Bond fan. Ever since I was young, I've always liked James Bond, and Daniel Craig is a very special James Bond because he was in it for the longest time. He has played the character of James Bond for the longest compared to Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton, and even maybe George Lazenby. So that's how much I know my James Bonds. And Daniel Craig is, if you ask me, he is the fittest of the James Bonds, evident by his physique that he displayed in Casino Royale when he came. He's walking on the beach on the water. If you guys remember that scene, that was a pretty iconic scene. So we'll see how he trained for it 15 years later. If I'm not mistaken, he is now 53 years old, and he started playing the role since he was 38. So we'll see that. Look at that.
Hi, I'm Simon Watterson, the fitness coach to Daniel Craig. We're here today at Pinewood Studios filming a 007 inspired workout for men's health. Let's go. So one of the fundamental things that I try to teach Daniel, it's all about explosive movement, getting down, getting up off the floor as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So here are the few of the moves that I use put together in a circuit form to allow him to be able to portray the character on screen. The first exercise on the sliders, down on the ground, really fast feet. For around 30 seconds, gathering some speed, long strides, short strides, long strides, short strides. Up, out of that exercise, straight into the next one. So we add a little bit of kind of like intensity and a bit of lateral movement by coming through the cones, create some speed. Side lateral movement. Okay, when I do this for Daniel, I'm trying to detach his head from his body. So his body moves naturally, whilst his head can maintain focus on what he's doing. Then straight onto the Bosu. A little bit of strength. One foot in the middle, balance, touching the Bosu, straight into the air. Probably about 10 on each side. Hands go down, sprinter position. Hands go down, sprinter position. Difficult exercise. You'll know if you're doing this exercise right, because if you're not, you'll fall off. Then, moving on to the next exercise. Strength-based, adding some resistance. Trying to recreate a full body resistance pattern. From squat to bicep to shoulders. Back to the beginning. 5 reps. And then, like any action hero, trying to get up and over something very, very quickly. Jumping on, power, agility, back to the start.
Wow. So that's a very interesting way to structure a workout. It's a circuit. So he does it in a way where a circuit is where you do one exercise after the other, after the other, and after the other. So you do exercises, could be anywhere from 4. I've seen circuits with all the way up to 10 exercises. And this actually keeps your heart rate up. So in a way, you'll be gasping for air all throughout the workout. Now, he's done some where the first one was a very core heavy and hip flexor based exercise, or just doing it with the sliders. Then he moved on to a burpee, to the transition to the agility drills on the cone. So it's a very functional workout that I'd say it's perfect for James Bond because James Bond has to move around, he has to be chased by the bad guys, and he has to do some chasing as well. So that's a common theme in the action scenes of James Bond. And then so far we've seen box jumps in it. We've also seen him do a dumbbell clean and press, which so far is the only actually weighted exercise with an external weight as an object to use. So it's very functional. So dumbbell clean and press, I personally love that exercise. It's one of my favorites when I like to train my clients to just really be functional. It's picking something up from the floor and bringing it overhead. And that's a very, very functional movement you can use in real life. For you frequent travelers, picking up your luggage, putting it in the overhead bin when you're on the airplane, since we can now travel again. Yeah, so let's see more.
A little bit of battle rope. Don't get bored. Make your body move. One leg, double rope. and that's the circuit.
So he's gonna do 6 exercises, rest 30 seconds, and do 3 full rounds of that thing. Interesting. Now, given that most of these workouts are very, very light, with the exception of the dumbbell clean and press, it gives Daniel Craig or James Bond a more functional type physique, not something that makes him look bulky, which we've seen if you haven't seen the film No Time to Die yet, compared to the Casino Royale, where he was a little bit more bulk to him compared to now where he is showing a little bit of age, but he still has a good physique overall. I'd say this is very good, it's functional. It makes him look good in a suit, which is the most important if you are James Bond, because most of the time you're either in a suit or you're doing a love scene where there's only silhouettes of your body seen with a lot of women, or drinking a martini or driving a nice car, Aston Martin preferably. So basically that's where the function of Daniel Craig's workouts have to be geared towards. So if I was gonna make a workout...
So notoriously...
Oh, so there is a strength superset after all. So there you are. There you can see I have not seen this video yet.
After the agility phase, I'm moving to my strength phase. For instance, on this exercise, I'm using cables to target a little bit of bicep, a little bit of chest. Taking a step forward, a high chest. Time under tension is my thing. That is what is going to create your strength, that is what's going to give you your size, and that is what is going to develop your shape. A nice count of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Around 25.
I love the tempo that he's using. He's using a 4-1-4 tempo. So that means like he's taking 4 counts to lower the weight and then another 4 counts to bring it back up, and this is gonna burn. He's letting the character, or he's letting the athlete, or in this case Daniel Craig, do 25 reps. This is gonna burn your chest and your biceps to a certain degree, but it's not gonna make it big, because you're not gonna get too bulky with this type of a workout, given that you're not gonna be able to use heavy weights with this.
Around 25 reps is gonna give you a good pump in the chest and also give you a little bit of hypertrophy, so you've got a nice developed chest. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna spin around and do the reverse. So we've worked our chest, now we're gonna work our back. The cables are brought out, fully extended, and then brought back to the beginning. And again, 25 reps, time under tension. A count of 4 coming out, and a count of 4 coming in.
Interesting choice of exercise where he's doing a cable rear delt fly, superset with the low cable fly. It wouldn't be my first choice for like an exercise to hit the back and superset the back. I'd probably go with a more compound and multi-joint movement, like maybe like pull-ups or even lat pull-downs to give him a nice V-taper. But I'm sure he has his reasons for that. A lot of these high-profile coaches for Hollywood actors, they know their stuff. So I'm not one to question it, but that doesn't mean that I would do the same thing, given the same job. In my opinion, it's just a little too isolated, given that it will hit most of your rear delts and a little bit. But maybe he's worked with Daniel Craig in the past, so I always say this, a coach always has a relationship with a client, and generally speaking, it's not a cookie cutter thing where, you read a book, you have a certification, and everything just falls into place. Given the experience of a coach working with a certain client, he knows what the client's body responds to. In that sense, we're all different, so he would know best how to train Daniel Craig and what kind of program Daniel Craig would best respond to. Maybe Daniel Craig gets a little bit too bulky if he does too many pull-ups. I don't know. So here you see, if you want to look like a super spy or like a super secret agent, a lot of it is functional. A lot of agility drills, a lot of endurance, and then a lot of functional movements like dumbbell clean and presses. And then at the very end, he finishes it off with some isolation work with time under tension, aka some bodybuilding principles. So there you have it. There's not one path to the perfect physique, or maybe you don't agree. Maybe you don't like Daniel Craig's physique. Maybe you like Arnold Schwarzenegger's physique and you'd like to look like a Terminator instead. So that's up to you. That's completely up to you. But here we see that, it's really a combination of principles. There are some CrossFit inspired movements here, and then there are some sports specific conditioning drills here, like those running around the cones, the battling ropes. things like that. Even the mountain climbers with the slide board, and then the dumbbell clean and press, that's a little bit more of a CrossFit inspired movement. And then we move on to the superset, which is very bodybuilding inspired, very targeted, very isolated, and that kind of thing. Now, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Would you do a workout like this, or would you be more biased towards a more regimented or focused type of training, for example, like bodybuilding, or maybe you like to do some powerlifting, you just want to get strong and you're not really concerned about how you look in normal clothes. So that's something I've seen, that the more I train towards a more bodybuilding biased physique, in a way, it's harder to fit into normal clothing. And of course, James Bond has to fit into normal clothing that makes him look really, really good in a suit. I mean, as far as I understand, all his suits are designed by Tom Ford, that kind of thing. So James Bond is basically a super spy slash supermodel all at the same time. So let me know in the comments down below. Do you want me to react to like a Marvel characters training program, like someone from Eternals or someone from Shang-Chi? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're watching this from wherever you are, let me know down in the comments down below if you're not based in the Philippines. So, there you have it. We reacted to this. I chose this because 1, I am a James Bond fan. 2, Daniel Craig is 53 years old and TitoFit is about that life. He started playing James Bond at the age of 38, by the way, which I'm not very far from. I'm actually 39 years old, so I'm like a year past when he started playing James Bond. So, if you don't know yet, Tito in Filipino means uncle. So, TitoFit, uncle in fitness. That's about what it is, and I'll see you in the next one.